Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods here on this hump day. And I hope you get humping. I mean, that didn't sound right. Hope you get over the hump, do your hump, and do whatever it is. It's hump day. Let's get over it and get on to the weekend. I hope everybody is doing good. And this morning when I woke up, let me say thank you, Lord, for allowing me to wake up another day. I woke up to the news that Tom Brady is retiring this time for good. And then it hit me that the last game that Tom Brady played was losing to the Dallas Cowboys. I got to imagine that that's not a great feeling. I'm almost thankful that Tom Brady did come back from retirement just so we could finally at least get that monkey off our back. But then I also started thinking about the NFC. When you start thinking about quarterback play in the NFC, it is changing rather rapidly. You know, last year Russell Wilson went to the AFC. Not that he played well, but he was playing well in the NFC. Tom Brady retires. It's another one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC, gone. And then you have Aaron Rodgers, who by the Pat McAfee show has been, of course, talking about how there's conversations that don't include me. You've heard that the Packers want to trade him, although the contacts from that have been kind of lukewarm. You don't know if it ends up being that they end up out and out releasing him possibly. I don't know. But it's possible that he is gone out of the NFC. They said they would like to trade him to the AFC. But you also have to look at Aaron Rodgers and say, Aaron Rodgers is on the decline and needs players around him. I know, I said it. Aaron Rodgers needs players around him. And as you start looking and saying, okay, Matthew Stafford, was Matthew Stafford of 2021 the Matthew Stafford, or is the Matthew Stafford of 2022 the one that was injury riddled from all the hits he took for all those years in Detroit, the guy that's there and he's on the decline? Will Jimmy G still be in the NFC? So you start looking at this and saying, if quarterback play is the be-all, end-all, Cowboys are up there with Dak Prescott. I know the Dak Prescott haters out there are going to say differently, but, you guys, you're going to hate no matter what. But let me say on Twitter, shout out to Ernie. Ernie, I'm a new follower of you, buddy. I love what you put up here this morning because this is spot on. And this is one of those things that people don't seem to understand. When I say the Cowboys need to get more weapons around Dak Prescott, I literally had somebody tweet out, what are you talking about? Dak's got weapons. He's got CeeDee Lamb and Zeke Elliott. He's got Tony Pollard and Noah Brown and Dalton Schultz. He's got weapons. Well, there's one thing of having weapons, because anything can be a weapon. It's another to have an effective weapon. A butter knife is a weapon. Hell, the spoon right here, this is a weapon. But if you're trying to kill somebody, it's pretty damn hard to kill somebody with a spoon. Now, an AK-47, that's a weapon. That's a weapon that will do some damage. And maybe I shouldn't be using the gun references, but you understand what I'm saying. Ernie, excuse me, love this tweet. The Dallas Cowboys offense was bottom 5 in every category that mattered when Dak Prescott was out. And that's the truth. No disrespect to Cooper Rush. And of course, people that will say, oh my God, Kellen Moore was an offensive genius. They won with with Cooper Rush. They won scoring an average of 22 points a game and the defense playing lights out. The defense playing lights out. Sorry. If your quarterback is averaging 160 yards, 170 yards passing, it's not an offensive genius. It's not the quarterback. It's other issues around the team. They played as a team. But check it out, though. He came back and had this crew, okay, top 5. So he went from the bottom 5 to the top 5 in scoring, first downs, third down percentage. The hate is insane. And here's what's amazing is this is what I love about this whole thing, because this put this in perspective. Dak Prescott's receiver behind CeeDee Lamb. Noah Brown, career number 5 receiver. Michael Gallup, off ACL surgery and needing right knee and ankle surgery. James Washington, cut. I don't even know who's 83. He was cut. And T.Y. Hilton coming off retirement. Do you honestly, I'm asking Dak haters, do you honestly look at that crew and say that that's an NFL wide receiving core? Do you honestly say that's a Super Bowl crew of wide receivers? I don't. Not when I see what other teams have out there. And here's the thing I'm going to ask you guys, okay? Well, there's a couple of things here. This is actually kind of intriguing to me because the way that things happen, how the way things change is Kellen Moore, he's here, he's an idiot. Kellen Moore leaves, he's a genius. Now check this out.
Now that Kellen Moore is the Chargers offensive coordinator, I thought we should go look back at the Cowboys' last game of the season to see how his offense performed the last time that they touched the field. Now, if you watch this video as a Chargers fan, and by the end of it, you are not excited about Kellen Moore, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you either, bro.
To pull up the film. While I pull up all this film, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel.
I'm going to show.
And now
I want to show just a little bit of this.
First play that I want to show you guys is a 1st and 10 in the first quarter of this game. Right here is tight end Jake Ferguson. He's motioning.
Okay, I just want to go through here because it's up to interpretation
to go back
on
down
plays.
To the bottom, so it's a fake motion to the top and then back down. So that is what we call a dummy motion. When you fake one way, end up going the other. He sets himself at the bottom side of the line of scrimmage. The in-man right here is tight end Dalton Schultz. So now we got a 2 tight end set on the what is this, a butterfly on the freaking screen? Get that out of the way.
Okay.
Anyways, this is a play action pass. Ezekiel Elliott gets the fake.
Yeah,
and now we already see our routes developing. Okay, we got CeeDee Lamb right here, who is the Cowboys' main target, their best offensive weapon. You can see Dak Prescott is going to be staring down his target, but what he should be doing is focusing on how this play is designed. You can see the man he's supposed to read is the linebacker Fred Warner, probably the Niners' best defensive player. Yeah. But he goes in on this route right here to Jake Ferguson. He gets sucked in on the shallow, and we have Dalton Schultz wide open for a first down right here. This should be a 15-yard completion. Instead, Dak Prescott is staring down CeeDee Lamb, who is blanketed on this play. That is perfect coverage.
He is blanketed on
fault CeeDee Lamb.
But the thing that my man misses on here is, here's the problem. Dak right here has got this guy who's coming across. His eyes are looking at, I would assume, and this is, again, up to interpretation because we don't know from the coaches what the actual reads were. We're assuming and stuff. The problem is this guy is beating Tyler Smith. And the thing is, yes, he is coming across open. How is he getting this ball across to him right now? Because he's got to make a move because he's got pressure that's getting beat out here. He's got to leave the pocket. There's not enough time to develop. If there's a clean pocket, oh yeah, you go ahead and look him off and then you come back. Yeah, you can do that. But now, because he's getting beat, he's got to move out here to get away. If he is coming back over, now you're talking about your momentum going to the left, and now I have to throw from the right. That's across the grain. You're not making that pass, and there's not enough time to read it. But
Lamb on that one because that's just a great defensive play. Dak Prescott, instead of getting that.
Look, you tell me. Two guys here. You're going to tell me, buddy, that he's going to be able to get this with two guys right here falling away from it? Come on, man. This is where we are all, Monday morning play callers, and we're seeing things that aren't there. If they're not getting the pressure, sure, that works. But this goes to show you
he gets sucked in
what
on the
pressure
and we
does.
Have
Look,
Schultz.
Okay, yeah, Dalton Schultz is open there. How am I getting it there with him reaching around and him also getting off? Come on, man. But then again, for the Dallas Cowboys to be able to do what they did with the group of guys that we had, maybe Kellen Moore was a genius, but maybe we need a double genius. But let me tell you what actually works, because we've seen it in action. And I'm going to ask you honestly, when have the Dallas Cowboys said, we're going to get you more help? Seriously. When have the Dallas Cowboys looked at it like the Eagles did with Jalen Hurts? And they said, Dak, we're going to get you more weapons. We're going to surround you with a great offensive line. We're going to get you more receivers, running backs. We're going to get you pieces to help you. Because that's what most teams did. That's what Miami did with Tua. Hey, let's go out and get Cedric Wilson. Oh, man, you mean we got a chance to get the Cheetah? Let's get the Cheetah. Let's get them more pieces to have to be weapons, more options. So it's not just CeeDee Lamb being that main guy that you trust. You follow me? I know that sounds crazy, that idea that Dak Prescott's supposed to take guys that are coming out of retirement, guys on one leg, guys that are number 5 career wide receivers, and he's supposed to elevate them to being Super Bowl contenders. Come on, guys. I will tell you the one time that the Dallas Cowboys said, let's help our quarterback out. It was after a season we started out 3-5. And I want you to take a look at this, because 2018, take a look. First game of the season, 138 yards passing. Second game of the season, 160 yards passing. Third game of the season, 137 yards passing. Against the Lions, 231 yards passing. Against the Texans, 194. Against the Jaguars, 172. And then you get Amari Cooper. We went from averaging 183 yards passing and made one change, and we go to 250 yards a game passing. We go from being 3-5 to winning the division and going to the playoffs. It's not an outrageous premise to say Dak Prescott can do things if you have people there to catch it. And this whole idea that the talking heads say, well, everything's got to be perfect for Dak Prescott to win. Yeah, when you didn't have a defense. It's true. It's true. The same thing could have been said about Tony Romo when you didn't have a defense. But being perfect versus being inept, which is where we were with some of our weapons, how about we just try and get some of these weapons? How about we decide, you know what, we're not going to rely on a third-round draft pick to be a guy that's going to take a place of a Pro Bowler? How about we not rely on a guy who can't start the season and go through training camp on one leg? How about if we're going to bring in veteran receivers, we don't wait till the last couple of weeks of the season. We bring them in at training camp so they get a chance. And how about we don't go for over-the-hill bargain basement value pieces? That we decide to go ahead and say, let's get a primo talent. It's worked before. You don't think that T.O. joining the Cowboys helped Tony Romo and made that a better offense. Now, granted, we ended up screwing the pooch against the Giants, but I can't say that we would have been there to even have that opportunity without T.O. Talent matters. Weapons matter to a quarterback. And the thing is, one player affects everybody else's play. Do you believe that the Dallas Cowboys defense is as good as it is without Micah Parsons? It's not. Those guys feasted because of what Micah Parsons did. It's not rocket science. These are all things that are facts when it comes to football. And if you want to see the Dallas Cowboys that now has a defense and has a real defensive coordinator who can get you the football, why not, instead of this Dak Prescott hate and stuff, say, we were close with chopped liver. Let's get ourselves some T-bone wide receivers, and let's make ourselves a real good meal and try and get ourselves a Super Bowl. I'm going to finish this off this morning about the news about Tom Brady. And I hope for sure that this is truly the end of Tom Brady in the NFL.
And you are finding this out as I am. We're going to have to put the tweet on the screen because I haven't seen it. I've just been told in my ear what it is. I am being told that Tom Brady has announced that he is retiring from football for good. He tweeted out a video in which he says that. This is literally, I am literally being told this in my ear as we speak, so I can fill in no further detail because I don't have it, but I am told that there is and we can, Cindy, come back out to everybody here because let's just get everyone, particularly Teddy, because that's obviously enormous news. I think generally speaking, most of us thought, Diane, if you want to run off and make phone calls, I will understand and come back and give us whatever you can get. This is literally being told to me as we go that Tom Brady has released a video in which he says he is retiring for good. Fink and David, am I getting that right? I mean, that's the information that I have. Teddy Bruschi, you were his teammate a long time. I know you consider him one of your closest friends. What is your initial reaction to this news, which we are literally getting as we speak?
I guess my initial reaction is, why didn't I believe him when he told me? Every single time that we spoke, whether it was on air or off air, about, dude, I'm going to play until I'm 45. Retired. I'm going to play until I'm 45. When I'm 45, that's it. And I didn't think he'd make it even to 45. And so those type of conversations that are going through my mind right now when he finally announces this, that, okay, I guess he was serious the entire time. So, yeah, I think the league is going to be different now without the standard being there at the quarterback position.
Thank you.
I think that, man, it's not shocking, but still, you never know what's coming. I know we had the whole thing last year also that he was retiring and then he came back. Is this real? I think it's absolutely real if he's saying this is time. I mean, 45 years old, what he's done has been absolutely incredible. I know he didn't want to end this way. I know he would rather have ended with a deeper run in the playoffs. But I think his whole belief of the next championship, okay, the best championship is always the next one. And I think now he can finally sort of look back and say that all of them were great and they were all his favorites. So, I mean, it's something that, you know, we're all going to miss watching him play, but I congratulate him on such a fantastic career, and I'm happy for my friend.
All right, that's well said. Diana jumped up and made phone calls and came back. We're going to get to you in a second, but I'm told we have the video so we can play it. This is Tom Brady on his own social media making this announcement within the last 5 minutes or so. Let's play it.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point.
Okay.
Well, you can see the emotion there. Again, Teddy, well.
What the heck?
Talk to me.
Okay.
What did you
I don't know what
see?
happened there.
It's hard for me to watch, too, because it's
hard for me to watch. They didn't show it all.
Sort of want to be right there and be a friend for him and give him a hug and tell him congratulations to his face. But you just know how much it meant to him to compete for a championship. And that was always what it was. It was just competing to win a championship with a team. That's what it was for him all the time. And I'm sort of emotional myself right now because to see him like that, I've been in conversations with him like that, when I've been face to face with him and he's overcome with emotion. It's just about either the joy or the pain or everything that we went through together when he was, a teammate of mine at the New England Patriots. And ever since then, just the love that he had for all of his teammates was always immense. And I think you can see that in that video right there, how much the game of football meant to him and to walk away from it. Of course, he's short-worded there because, hey, I did this last year. I'm not going to do this again and get all emotional. But that's my buddy right there, and congratulations to him. And Tommy, I love you.
We have plenty of extra time now, I'm being told, so stay with us here. We're not taking a break. We are going to go through here for a bit with the enormous news that Tom Brady has announced, and you just saw it there a moment ago in a brief but emotional video, that he is retiring from professional football. I'll say quickly, and then I want all the members of the group here to chime in. That's more important. I've been I've covered sports for 30 years, and I've been a fan of the sport for 50 years. And Tom, it was a privilege to document your career. There was, despite the fact that I literally never rooted for your team in any game that you ever played, there is no player I've ever seen that I admired more. There's no player who I thought was more dedicated to being as great as he could be than Tom Brady was throughout. And we talked about players who never cheated the game. I feel like this conversation just came up. Oh, LeBron James, Jalen was talking about how LeBron has never cheated the game. You want to talk about not cheating the game. Tom Brady did absolutely everything he could and then some to make himself what he is, which is on the very short list of the greatest players in the history of North American professional sports, and probably well beyond that, and an icon, and will be one for life. So it was a privilege to follow and watch and document everything he has done from the moment he first stepped foot on that field. Now, Diana, you jumped up and ran out of the room, and we're making...
All right, so there you have it. Tom Brady retiring again. We'll see if it lasts, and we'll see how it affects the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Mark Holmes, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys, as well as you ladies, for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. And let me also say thank you to all the new subscribers on Cooking and Tailgating with Joe Boo. We're working on trying to lose the belly. I look like I've got that baby in my belly, and I'm trying to get rid of it this offseason and try to make life-lasting changes of not being a fat bastard. And as always, I appreciate you.
Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.